Time magazine releasing the cover for its newest edition today. It's the now famous photo of a child crying at the border, but they put the president staring down at that crying toddler with the words, "Welcome to America." Just one problem. The father of that child spoke exclusively to the Daily Mail and said she was never separated from her mom. He said he was told yesterday that his wife and child are being detained at a family residential center in Texas. They are together and doing fine. Let's talk about it with our panel tonight. Former senior advisor to Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, Philippe Reines, and syndicated radio talk show host Chris Plante. They're both chomping at the bit. I feel it before we even get started on this. Chris, do you think that Time is going to clarify that picture at all now that we have the backstory from the dad?
I don't think they really care. I don't think they care what the truth is behind the story. It gets a lot worse than that, too. If you see the interview in the story with the father, who remains in Honduras, he's got a good job. He's the captain of a boat at a busy port. He says that his wife left on June 3rd at 6 o'clock in the morning, hasn't seen or heard from her since. So it's nice that he got the update from the media. He said, she left and things there are, fine, not great, but fine, which I guess is the new standard for becoming a refugee or getting asylum or whatever it is in the United States of America, that your husband's job is good, fine, but not great. So you walk across the desert for 3 weeks and you show up at the United States and get a gift basket or something. It's completely ridiculous.
I mean, Philippe, he did say he was very worried about them because his wife had talked about doing this. He was against it, and she left with their youngest child. There are other children, but he said she wanted to live the American dream, and that's why she came.
The truth of the matter is simple. There are more than 2,000 of those little girls that have been separated from their parents. And I think to nitpick about the iconic photo rather than the powerful message that it's capturing, that what's happened these last few weeks has just gone to the heart of problem of who we are as a country, who we let in, how we treat them. I don't think the point is that particular girl. She didn't look very happy to me in that picture.
The point is that particular
toddlers often don't look like that. I mean, they look just like that. They don't look happy.
The point is
taking kids away from their parents. That's the issue.
Barack Obama, they were together. In that case, they were together. But I'm just saying we need to be honest about each story and what we're covering.
The honest story is that more than 2,300 children have been taken away from their parents.
Barack Obama handed dozens of children over to child traffickers who use them for sex child trafficking, use them for labor trafficking. We handed them over to traffickers under Obama, dozens. If there were one case of that under President Trump, there would be cars upside down burning at intersections across America. The fact that the President Obama, all these pictures we're seeing in the news media are from 2014.
We do have some of those, but we want to be very clear when we show these pictures that these are pictures from 2014.
But those are the pictures that have made everyone hysterical over the course of the last week.
Right, it did start with these, but to be accurate,
the girls in the cage sleeping,
right,
that
this was under the Obama
this whole
administration.
thing a couple of weeks ago from the Obama administration. Jay Johnson was on MSNBC, dare I say, this afternoon with Andrea Mitchell saying, well, yes, we did increase the number of families that we broke up. They had to increase the number of beds because of the number of children they took away.
Not what he said.
It is what he said. I have the transcript right here.
Jay Johnson said that it was not their policy to separate children from their parents, and they did so under very severe circumstances where it was for health or for criminal reasons.
Well, right.
This is something, let's be clear. Let's just talk about the here and now.
Crossing into our country illegally is a criminal issue. It's a legal matter. It's against the law.
No one's saying
Now, President
it's okay.
Obama gave up on enforcing the law and allowed everyone a catch and release, just a pass-through at the border. Now, I don't think most Americans just want to have an open border. The Democrats clearly want to have an open border. That appears to be unambiguously the position of the Democratic Party.
You can't possibly be for this.
But Philippe, what is the resolution, though? Because the outcry that we had was that they were being separated, and it tugged at everybody. It seemed like a horrible way for this to be handled. So the president signs the executive order, say they can stay together. And now we have Democrats saying, no, that's not good enough either. They all need to be released. Right. So what is the real agenda?
Let's be clear here. The Democrats in Congress have about as much control about what goes on there as I do right now.
Well, they control the
News.
Senate. If you can't get the 9 together,
they're promising to shut down.
Guys,
Schumer will shut down anything that gets out of the House.
The White House is Republican. The Congress is Republican.
And it was Democrat under Barack Obama when they're handing children over to sex traffickers.
Couldn't even get their own caucus today to get on the same page about a bill.
That's true.
Yesterday, Who's arguing on the floor? It is Speaker Ryan and Mark Meadows are at each other's face.
Well, they're taking up the business of the country, unlike the Democrats, which are taking up the business of the party and promising to obstruct and do nothing else. And I mean, honestly, I mean, for the party of Planned Parenthood, Hillary Clinton has a Planned Parenthood award, a Margaret Sanger award.
We made it 7 minutes before
a Planned Parenthood award, and to turn around and say that, oh, we love children so much. Last week, the Democrats were in love with the American flag because it was on a stage next to the North Korean flag, and it was the first time in my life that the Democrats rose up to defend the flag.
All right, I don't want to get too far off track.
We are talking about everything except for children who are.
Final word to you.
And this week, they care about children very deeply. I'm not buying it.
I think there's a little bit of a problem in that the right is upset with the left that we can never see anything the president does as good, that it's all terrible. The flip side of that, though, is that the right can see nothing the president does as even remotely wrong. This last week,
I think there are a lot of voices.
You know what, though? If you were going to say it, it would be right now, because this last week was an absolute epic fail. He lied about putting this policy in place. He lied about not being able to change it, and then he got caught lying. And I'm no political expert, but that's a bad series of events. But you are a political expert. All
right, we got to leave it there. Both of
sex trafficking.
Oh, okay. On that note, gentlemen, come back soon. Good to see you.